What is your will, my master?
Hey, what's up, Benjamin? Quick demo video for you for your Saberforge Hunter's Creed. This is really cool. I haven't done one of these since they first came out, and it was really nice to see one again. I haven't seen one carrot coated like this, and it looks really nice. But anyway, I just got this done this morning. This is installed with a CFX. You've got CC Sabers in there for your lit PCB. This is a 2-button setup, right? So your top switch here is your activation. Your bottom is your auxiliary. You sent me these black buttons, but these are what come with the Saber. These are just kind of dummy buttons to cover up the holes. So obviously I didn't use these. I'll send these back. These are some actual momentary switches, right? Still got your blade plug here. I will put that back in the Saber before I send it out. So you got some nice shine through on that. How to get to the chassis. You just want to unscrew the pommel. This is the only place on the Saber that opens, right? So we'll take this off. You'll see your speaker there. Your chassis will fall right out into your hand just like this. And it just says Solo Sabers over here for me. It says Mandalorian over here. This is a chassis I came out with a long time ago. Well, this is something I came out with when the Saber first came out. Actually, I think it's been maybe about 2 years now, or about a year and a half or so. But it still works fine, right? So your CFX board is right here. All your wiring is on the bottom. So you don't see anything right there. Easy access to your SD card. You can clip it in and out with your finger just like that, and the board never has to move. Removable battery setup. To get this to work, this is probably one of the smallest chassis that I've ever done for removable battery. It almost doesn't work. What I have to do is I come over here and I cut almost all of the springs off the negative side of this terminal, and then I have to take a pair of pliers to this positive terminal and I have to pancake it down. I mean, I smash it down almost flat. And then the battery fits in, right? So that's what I have to do, but it works fine now. You'll be able to get the battery in fine, but you won't be able to take it out with your fingers. You'll need a tool, and I'll show you how to do that. 28 millimeter Smugglers Outpost Elite speaker here, and this guy is super loud. This Saber's is just loud. You've got your Smugglers Outpost Switch Pixel PCB set. So there's one piece of the PCB, and then in here that you can barely see in the light, there's a 14-pin PCB that never moves. All right, that stays right in place. So let's throw a battery in this. I got all the sound fonts on that you sent me. Don't put it in backwards, please. It just wants to scream as soon as you put the battery in. One thing about this battery, you need to make sure it's all the way in the cradle, okay? If it's sticking out just a little bit, it won't fit in the Saber. So just go ahead and make sure, it's snapped in all the way. And then we could take this and we could put this in the Saber any way we want, as long as the PCB's first, right? So we'll just take it and throw it right in. Go till it stops. I did put a rubber O-ring on this pommel to get rid of one of the threads, because it was one thread too long and I needed to get rid of that in order to make this work. So that's what I do. That O-ring matches what you've got over here on the other side of it. You've got a bunch of black rings over here, so it fits the overall aesthetic and it helps lock the pommel in, right? Just like that. So that O-ring is right there. So activation. I mean, damn. Red, you can see it firing up. I can see the red line on my mic monitor, but hopefully this is picking up that this thing is just screaming loud. We'll throw a blade in it. It takes a 1-inch diameter NeoPixel blade. And then you'll need to lock it down, and we'll go over these 2 set screws. You've got two grub screws on your Saber. One of them's right here, and that's your blade retention. That's okay to use. Whoops, I accidentally hit auxiliary. This one down here, don't ever mess with that guy. I have a secondary piece of a chassis in here that holds your lit PCB connector, and then it holds that 14-pin PCB over here too. And this rub screw right here is how I clock that where it needs to be, and then I lock it down. So don't ever mess with that guy right there. But this guy is okay. That's your blade retention. You know, on the CFX, this is programmed for a full-length blade. So if you tap auxiliary, you'll get a blade, or this is a battery meter. This particular battery is fully charged, so it's lighting up the whole blade, right? So if it was a 50% charged battery, you'd see it light up half your blade. But anyway, we'll turn this on. We got good flash on clash. We can just tap for blaster deflex. We can hold down the auxiliary for blade lockup. We'll turn that off. You had mentioned in your email you wanted this font to be the main default font for the board. So it is font number 1, but it will just depend on what font you stop on as to what starts back up when you put a battery back in. But this is font number 1. To get to your fonts, just hold down auxiliary.
Sound bank selection.
And we'll cycle to the next one.
Die.
Hold down a button when you find one you like. I think this is the TIE Fighter. I mean, good Lord.
Sound bank selection.
Die.
I'm just a simple man trying to make my way in the universe.
Sound bank selection.
I'm just a simple...
Are you a Jedi?
One X-Wing? Great, we're saved.
I'm going to turn this off for a second so I can talk.
May the Force be with you.
I'm going to show you how to cycle through your blade colors and your blade profiles or your blade effects on this guy. So what we want to do when the blade is on, hold down auxiliary and twist your wrist. Now you'll hear that. Now you can twist the saber and cycle through different colors. Pick whatever you want. So if we went to a blue, we just tap a button.
He is strong with the Force, but talent without training is nothing.
Now we've got a solid blue blade, and now we'll turn it back on and we'll change the effect. Again, hold down aux and twist your wrist, but then this time keep the button held down. Keep holding it.
Blade profile.
Now you can twist the saber again and cycle through different blade effects. There's a bunch to choose from. That's a slight flicker.
He doesn't want to go with you.
He wants your permission.
Just tap the button when you find one that you like. It is so hard to talk over this thing. But some of them pick up really good on camera, others don't. But there's a bunch on here to choose from. I think there's about, 12 or so, right?
Sound bank selection.
Are you a Jedi?
Rip and tear until it is done.
Welcome home, Great Slayer.
believe the Doomslayer will save you? Your salvation lies with us, not him.
Sound bank selection.
This job isn't always pretty. Maybe you should have surrendered.
Sound bank selection.
This job, Moff Gideon. The Dark Saber. A friendly piece of advice. Assume that I know everything. Like the fact that your wrist launcher has fired its one and only salvo. Whoever wields this sword has the right to lay claim to the Mandalorian throne.
Now we got a dark saber blade, right?
Liable to put an eye out for one of these. Moff Gideon, you have something I want. You may think you have some idea what you are in possession of, but you do not. Soon, he will be back with me. He means more to me than you will ever know.
Sound bank selection.
Moff Gideon.
Seismic charges. Stand by.
There, you get the idea. I don't know if we went through all 9 of them. I don't think so, but they're all on here. We'll just cycle through real quick.
Sound bank selection.
Seismic charges.
It is the Dark Saber.
Audio player.
There was 2 left.
SD card system menu. Exit menu.
Now we're back to the first one.
I give my allegiance to no one.
Just like that. And we'll take the blade out. So yeah, everything on here is working exactly like it should. I would probably say this is the loudest saber I've ever done. It's just outstanding in sound quality. Hopefully you like it when you get it in person, because I don't know how well my mic's going to pick it up. But to get the battery out, what you want to do is just unscrew the pommel. Again, the chassis might be a little snug in there with the battery. Just go like this with your hand. It'll pop right out, and you can pop it out like that. And then I usually take a pair of tweezers or something from the positive side of the battery over here by the speaker, and just come over here and pop the battery out, and it'll come out just like that. And that is pretty much your Hunter's Creed. Let me know if you've got any questions. If not, I will get this out in the mail to you by tomorrow. All right, thanks, man.